Hello everybody and welcome to a bit of a different WoW video. Recently I got a comment where somebody asked me, could you show all your characters and maybe the story behind them? I actually thought that was a pretty decent idea and I wanted to do that in this video. So, the druid I'm on right now has always been my main. The first thing I pretty much did when I started WoW was trying out two classes. I think the first character I ever created was a Paladin, leveled that to level 3, then a Rogue to level 6. And funny enough, I deleted the Paladin, but I kept the Rogue, which is now on another server, which I will get to. But um, this is the druid that I chose as the third character that I ever created, and in vanilla WoW, I was only playing as Restro and collecting feral gear, but ever since day one of Burning Crusade, where I went into ramparts and did 5-man tanking, I was like, wow, I'm a fucking tank now. I never looked back from then. I love feral druids. I always been a feral druid. Now they're even a good class. They are strong in both PvE and PvP. I cannot complain. Feral druids. It's simply just I made videos before why feral druids just great, but yeah, that's another topic. So I want to show off some bags first, cause this is always kind of the fun thing. All my very old with weird enchantments. Yeah, this is the Sulgaroof lake enchantments. I kept all this weird crap. One of the most prized items that I ever did get was let's see where it is. Dreamwalkers. So this was back in Vanilla WoW. We were clearing Spiderwing. I think it was the second or the third time ever, and it would actually be the last claim that I would ever do with that guild that I had back then. And in the end of that raid, where we killed Maxana, I ended up paying 3 months of DKP, and I got these gloves. And this is the most prized item that I have on my entire account. I will never delete this, because this is like history in the making for me. Getting such a highly prized item that was, so sought after back in Manila was insanity for myself. I have some other good items from back then as well, but this is the best one. This is also a very proud moment of my own. Uh, as we all know, or you can probably guess, most of us played pretty crappy back in Burning Crusade, but I actually managed to get 2k rated as a rested druid back then. That was really nothing. If you could breathe and push a little on the keyboard, you could probably always get 2k rated as a rested druid back then with Warrior or SL Warlock, Soul Link Warlock. But I actually managed to get that, and again I was like 15 years old or something back then. Definitely wasn't more than 16, so I was pretty freaking happy about this. So these are probably the second most prized items. Then I have some really fun things here. Original, original, original. This is actually not original for vanilla. This is a little earlier or later. Original, original. Very happy about this one. I got this from the trash when I was in like a weird guild, and I really just wanted a new weapon because I was running around with this one for so long. So I was extremely happy to get this one. Earth one. This is one of the most proudest moment of my like grinding, what can you say, career in WoW. I got this as like server top 5 or something. This was the bomb weapon back in Burning Crusade early on. Amazing weapon for failed druids. Let's see what else. Actually managed to get this one, I think in Burning Crusade. I didn't get it vanilla, nope. And again, this is another PvP weapon for back then when I was going for 2k rated. Recently I managed to snag some Warglyphs Assassinats, that was a stupid luck, and then also a bow. Light of the Loon, I will never use this one. I love these little items here, but yeah. Just gonna quickly show, obviously keep stuff like Molten Cores Dowsing. This game here was amazing. No idea why Blizzard doesn't make more of these mini games. if you remember this, this was back in Burning Crusade at Orgrilla, and honestly, completing this event was extremely hard, but it was just so cool. And Blizzard hasn't done anything like that ever since. It sucks. Then I have all my very old original tabards and shirts and all that kind of good stuff. And down here we keep some treasury items like, let's say, what can I do? Oh yeah, Fingal Skin. This one I used for a very long time when I still had skinning on my character. Very extremely happy about having this amulet, so obviously I'm using Hand of Adult title, and obviously got the amulet itself. Old crafty, old iron jaw. Yeah, I finally got it. I can still be extremely happy looking at this old iron jaw. Great little reputation rings here. This trinket was amazing back in the days. Sadly, plus armor is now removed, but this armor back in Burning Crusade as a field druid tank, that was the dream. That was amazing. I hate that they nerfed resistance in the game. This was such a cool trinket. This one I have a great story I can just quickly tell. So back in vanilla WoW, I wanted to get recipes from Nax Ramas, and it was kind of like a shaky time for the guild, so we weren't really actively raiding at that moment, and I just wanted the recipes. So I went in, used this trinket to pull trash that augurs all the trash, and then I ran with sprint to the vendor. So I ran like for 300 yards through trash mobs and all sorts of insane stuff. So yeah, this trinket has a really great moment for me there. Funny quest and daily hub. No idea again why Blizzard does not make proper daily hubs again. Burning Crusade had just so many good things. The coolest, awesome trinket in the game. Everyone used this one back in Wrath of Lich King. So great. The most overpowered Feral Druid trinket that was ever made. This one. No idea why Blizzard thought that this would be, you know, ideal way to make a trinket when it was that strong for Feral Druids back in Mr. Pandaria. Such a useless trinket. Uber Blackrock Spire pre-quest and key to open it. And my little awesome vanilla healing trinket. I actually used this one to heal in vanilla WoW, so this is very old. Let's see if I have anything in my void storage that's worth showing. Yeah, not really. Yep, I think that's pretty much it. So I also want to talk a little about collections and whatnot. I'm going for 300 in just a little bit. It's easy to get 300 nowadays. Blizzard really nerfed the 300 toys achievements. I have all Helms in the game, except for I think 2. Yeah, I think it's just the Burning Crusades trinket that I don't have. Every other Helm is bought and whatnot. I chose to collect pets for a very long time, so I had some really good pets, perhaps 5 years ago or something. But ever since Blizzard introduced the pet battle system and all the stupid achievements related to it, I just gave up and sold all my pets for like, I don't know, 500,000 gold or whatever, I don't know. It was fun to sell them at least, it was good gold. So yeah, I don't collect pets any longer, it's just not for me. And my 288 mounts, well, 275 or whatever for the achievement itself. What do I miss? Well, I miss Juxaran, Lich King, and then I miss a lot of the really hard mounts like, uh, yeah, so I miss like Void Talents, all store-bought mounts but Celestial Deeds, or Steed even. A lot of PvP mounts. I'm farming this one currently, I hope to get it eventually. Really great mount. Poseidus, I should have bought this one back in Cataclysm when it wasn't that expensive. Now it's like 2-3 million gold. Son of Galion, this is just, future content for me. I'll probably end up having to farm these eventually. Farming Mimions and Lich King currently. Missing a lot of, Mr. Pandaria stuff. I didn't really play a lot in Mr. Pandaria. I would love to also get stuff like this one. There's also some other rare mounts like Time Lost Proto Drake and whatnot. This one, I really just hate Blazing Drake. It's so hard to get. Low chance from Dragon Soul. And again, more world events mounts and whatnot that I don't have. But yeah, I hope to eventually get 300 mounts. But yeah, it's a pretty hard achievement to get. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that character. So let's move on with some other ones. Ah, yes, nostalgia. So, Korgal PvP. What if I tell you that this realm was one of the highest populated and one of the best top tier raiding guilds, realm, whatever, in the world back in vanilla? Yeah, that's just how it was back then. It even had server queues at one point. The population was like 60 to 40, maybe slight more Horde than Alliance. It was just so amazing. And we had Imba, which was ranked 16th in the world. And then we also had some top 100 or so. So seeing, a guild clearing next Ramus, full tire free gear standing in Ironforge, that was amazing. But yeah, that's just how it is. Now it's completely dead. It's actually been dead pretty much since Burning Crusade. And this is all the characters that I haven't migrated off yet. And I just hate it. I actually think I need to migrate this character now just because I want to get my rogue over to the realm that I play on currently. Let's go into the rogue. This was actually one of the most can you say played out characters that I have. I think I am at like can it be 20 days played? Yeah, 25 days played. It's actually quite a bit. And one of the things that I did on this character was PvP. I did quite a lot of PvP on this one. So this was the second character that I ever did make. Um, I did Twink on this one. I did a 19 Twink on this one for a long while. That was a lot of fun just doing twinking and whatnot. And then later on I leveled it and I leveled it to, well, 80. And then I did PvP in Wrath the Lich King on this character. So this is the 180-50 gear that I managed to get. Pretty great gear, and like a lot of these crafted items from older and whatnot that I still have. This trinket was a lot of fun, and obviously the prize daggers that I'm very happy that I did get. But yeah, it's just so painful to have a character that you invested so much time into 25 days played and then just sits dead on a realm now, and you have to pay fucking 20 euros just to move it. Ridiculous, absolutely a disgrace of Blizzard. I mean, this realm was so highly populated back then that you could do anything on this realm. PvP was amazing. We had so many great PvP guilds and whatnot, but yeah, it died out. This one I made back in Burning Crusade. I was a Protection Paladin all the way, and I had so much fun back in Burning Crusade. Protection Paladins back in Burning Crusade was probably one of the greatest things ever. It was just amazing fun. And I have no idea why they don't make tanks this fun and great again. This was one of the most fun times I have ever had in World of Warcraft, just playing this elk character. And then I also leveled it and played it a bit in Wrath of the Lich King. Pitanza, I leveled this one kind of not that long time ago. Then I did some twinking on it. So I did level 17 twink which was kind of fun enough, but I got bored of it fast. Virtuum, this was the first Death Knight that I made, and I made this one just for seeing how the spec plays as Blood Death Knight. Then I have my old school vanilla warrior. I leveled this one to like level 40 or something, and it took forever, you know, back in the days. And I also want to highlight this one as the last character. So this was also one of the old characters that I managed to live in vanilla WoW. By level 40, I had 10 days played on this character. As you can see here, total time played uh, 9 days, 4 hours, 58 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, it's not quite 10 days played, but it's absolutely ridiculous. You spend it so much time leveling back in vanilla WoW. So by the time you had your first mount at level 40, you had played like 8 days of it. Absolutely insanity grinding. But later on, I played some Twink on this one, so I was quite happy to just, you know, have some casual fun with PvP. So these are the second Twink that I ever did play. Scout Suit, such a great item from the quest chain in Sangararas. Very fun, everyone used this helm. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that little character here. I really just hate that the realm died this much. When I left this realm back in Cataclysm, we had 3000 auctions listed um, on the auction house. Now they merged the auction house and did all this sorts of you know, bullshit with cross realm and shit that doesn't fix anything. So now it has way more items listed. But yeah, pro tip here: if you think your realm is dead, go to the auction house and check how many items that are listed. If it has a lot of items listed, it's kind of decent and alive enough. If it doesn't have a lot listed, maybe it is really just dead. But go for at least 60,000 to 17,000 listed auctions. But yeah, again, I hate that Blizzard charges so much for transferring characters and whatnot. But that was nostalgia time, definitely. So let's move on with some other characters. Did you also have mates that, you know, forced you to play Horde or Alliance, whatever faction that you play, and you really didn't bother it, but you did it anyways, and you actually enjoyed it? This is one of the characters that I did keep and didn't delete. So this is back from vanilla. So I had just, you know, oh, I had just completed Warling Caverns and I got some decent gear and whatnot. I was so happy about this Warlock gear. I can remember I had like 20 gold or whatever. Really, wow. So stupid that we even bothered making these many low level characters. So I want to highlight just a bit of Horde stuff. This is the main Horde server that I always played on. I made pretty much just Shaman back in Wrath of the Lich King, leveled that up, had some fun, saw the quest lines and whatnot. But I also started playing it in Warlords of Draenor just to get some Horde specific things done. But yeah, really like playing as a troll. I think that's a great model. I don't really like the other models on Horde, but I do believe that you either should play troll or orc. Those are the coolest races for me at least. So I went with a troll shaman. And by the way, my favorite, it's actually a decent enough realm to play on. Obsidian, before I went to Ravenquest, this was the realm that I migrated to, so I managed to just play a little bit here. This one, along with my other bank characters, had so much stuff on it. Nowadays I don't really hoard that much, but it was still fun to have a kitted out bank alt. So I went to this realm here in like 2011 and I was like, yay, high populated realm. Now I'm just gonna level up some new characters and have fun. This realm died out. By the start of Warlords of Draenor, this was also a dead realm pretty much. It just sucks. Blizzard needs to close down realms so fast that yeah, close these fucking realms. It's just annoying, you know. I spent it money on transferring, I think it was 2 free characters to this realm here, and then it just dies out. So I had to move on again to Ravencrest, which is now my main realm. So The Bangles. This one I have made so much gold on. And by the way, pro tip, you really should level your bang characters just a few levels so they get passive movement speeds and whatnot. Feral Druids is a really great Bangle just to be able to move fast in cat form between the auction house and the mail. And by the way, don't camp it in Stormwind and whatnot, crowded, stupid areas. Dinosaurs is pretty much dead, so that's a great little place for Bangold. I really don't like priests. It's just a shitty class for me, but I might end up leveling this sometime soon. I like the idea of monks. It's a different sort of class, but it's just not that appealing to me. I'm gonna migrate my rogue eventually and play that instead, I think. Djuntas. I'm leveling a hunter finally ever since vanilla, just because they now have lone wolf, so I don't have to bother with stupid pets, and that's why I'm leveling a hunter now finally, because I despise any sort of pets. And that is also why I actually haven't really enjoyed warlocks that much, just because they also had to deal with pets. And now I'm playing this as Destro. It's still a fun class to play in one up, but I still believe that warlocks are not that, unique or special or whatever compared to a mage. I love Death Knights, there's just something fun about them. Every spec works and it's always been great. The most fun ever was tanking as Frost. Frost tanking was the bomb. That worked so nicely. I hate that they removed that, but yeah, that's just my opinion. That was the most fun that I ever had on a Death Knight. I had to level another Paladin, so this is the Paladin that I leveled recently, somewhat, uh, maybe a year ago or whatever, in Mr. Pandaria. Um, I always kinda I like the idea of holy paladins just because they're great in PvP and support and whatnot. But I also kinda like Retribution Paladin just for general gameplay. It's an active rotation. It feels good to click buttons. It's pretty fun class. But overall, I think I'm gonna be playing as not holy anymore, but just Retribution and Protection. The mage. This is the oldest character that I have that I managed to level in vanilla to level 60. So this was the only other character that I had at level 60. This character has made me so much gold, so much gold, just because this was one of the first characters that I, started shuffling ores on, made profession stuff on, and all that stuff. So I always treasured this character and I migrated this as many times as my main, which has been way too much money. At least I believe it's 40 euros I just migrated this character for in total. Stupid amount of money. Djuntas. I love warriors. If I was ever gonna reroll, it would be Protection Warrior and Furry. There's just something great about warriors in the more recent years. They are just a great, great class. So I love warriors, and that is why this is my main alt character. If I had to reroll, this would be it. I would go a warrior, no doubt. And obviously the feral druid back again at the druid. I love the feral druids. I'm never really gonna want to play. I actually only played Balance, a spellcaster druid once back in vanilla when they were changing talents, pre-expansion event where you get all the new talents. I was balanced for like 3 days and then I went back to Feral Druid Restro. I do not really care for balance. It's okay and I suppose it would be fun to try, but I rather want to play as a healer, tank and a Feral Druid on this character, which is something I'm actually considering doing just about now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this bit of a different video. It's kind of hard to know what to upload sometimes, but I thought that was a great little idea that I recently did get a comment about. So yeah, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of nerdy things and all that stuff. In total, I probably have like I don't know, 500 days, 600 days played in World of Warcraft. I don't know if it's only 400 or 500, maybe even below 400 active played. But yeah, if I'm gonna count all the away from keyboard time, idling and all that, it has to be at least at 500. It's a scary number, definitely. But yeah, that's just what I like to do, I suppose. And yeah, the fun thing is, all my mates who played Diablo 2 They made me play WoW, and then they all quit in like Burning Crusade or something, and then they played, on and off now and then I haven't really seen them play for 3 years or whatever. But yeah, it's fun. The people who, got me interested in playing World of Warcraft, they all quit, but I continued. But yeah, that's just how the shit is. I suppose I'm way too nerdy and addicted to this game, definitely. But yeah, have a good one and see you in the next video.